El Salvador frequently goes unnoticed even by overlanding travelers since it is hidden at the bottom of Central America on the route to nowhere. Which is a shame because it has just as many captivating features as its more well-known neighbors, including Mayan ruins, avenues of smoking volcanoes, tranquil Spanish colonial villages nestled in flower-filled valleys, and long, broad expanses of surf-friendly Pacific coastline. You may tour the most picturesque locations at your leisure in a few days because it is around the same size as New Jersey. The top 10 destinations in El Salvador are listed below. Number 10. Tazumal. Archaeologists believe that Tazumal was first inhabited about the year 5000 BCE and was inhabited until the 13th century when it was abandoned. Tazumal is the most spectacular Mayan ruin in El Salvador. In the 1940s and 1950s, the architectural complex was excavated and completely rebuilt. Nonetheless, many of the ruins have not been investigated to this day. It is thought that Tazimal was a significant center for trade, and the name of the city in the Kitch language means pyramid where the victims were burned. Explore this enormous site, and while you're here, stop by the museum to educate yourself on the rich history of the Maya civilization. Number 9. Playa El Tonco. The waves on the rocky, black beaches are greatest in the early morning hours. Welcome to this unique beach town, which consists of only 2 streets and is particularly popular with backpackers and surfers. When the tide is low, you can go exploring in the beach caves or stroll the charming alleys. Playa El Tonco is a well-liked beach destination not only among tourists but also among locals, and it is typically very crowded on the weekends. Don't miss out on the breathtaking sunsets that happen every night. Pro tip. Number 8. Suchitoto. This once colonial city is located to the northeast of the capital, San Salvador, and it is well worth the trip. Although it was severely damaged during the Civil War, which lasted from 1980 through 1992, it is currently a popular mountain vacation destination and a center of culture on a national scale. Its streets are constantly being filled with art and cuisine festivals. You might take a leisurely stroll along the cobblestone streets while admiring the exquisite preservation of the Spanish colonial structures. Get out of town and you'll find caves and waterfalls. You may also bring your binoculars to Lake Sucatlan, which is home to the country's largest population of ducks and other migratory species. Number 7. Ruda de las Flores. This route, which gets its name from the wildflowers that grow down the side of the road and which are at their peak from November to February, takes you through some of the most picturesque towns and villages in El Salvador. After leaving Sonsonate, you will be on the road for around 25 miles, passing through the towns of Juaya, Ataco, Apanica, and Ahuachapan. Along the journey, you will see breathtaking vistas of waterfalls and coffee plantations, as well as Spanish, colonial structures, towering churches, weekend markets, and excellent little pit stops for food. In addition, you will pass weekend markets and great little pit stops for food. You'll have more freedom and flexibility if you drive yourself, but the route can also be traveled by bus if you want. Number 6. Playa El Esteron. There is a wonderful section of shore here in El Salvador that, for whatever reason, isn't as popular as many of the other coastlines in the country. The absence of the raucous backpackers and other beachgoers that are typically found at this location has resulted in calmer waves and a more peaceful atmosphere. The sands are not quite as dark as the ones that may be seen further to the west, but they reach out forever in either direction. Visit Playa El Esteron for a day spent lazing on the beach and taking in the breathtaking, though unrelenting, sunshine. It is inevitable that you will wind yourself sipping ice-cold beer while swinging in a rented hammock and watching the colors of the sunset develop. Number 5. Lake Elopingo. A freshwater lake today occupies the spot in central El Salvador that was once occupied by an active volcano around 1,500 years ago. At an elevation of 1,450 feet and surrounded by steep cliffs, it is a popular destination for people who enjoy sailing and diving. The cone was fractured by an eruption somewhere between the years CE 410 and CE 535, which resulted in the deaths of hundreds of thousands of people and the displacement of tens of thousands more in the surrounding area. The caldera, which is in the shape of a bowl and is now home to Lake Elopingo, is 72 square kilometers and 28 square miles. Locals go spearfishing in waters that drop off to depths of 787 feet or more, while tourists are enchanted by the tranquil beauty of the area. Number 4. Monte Cristo National Park. This national park represents nature at its most intense, from the highest mountain to the lowest valleys. The park covers an area that spans an incredible 7,933 square miles. It has the appearance of a long-lost world, with a dense canopy of oaks and laurel trees rising up to a height of up to 100 feet, with mushrooms, lichens, and mosses growing rampantly across the forest floor. However, it is possible to visit without any difficulty as part of a trip. There is a possibility that you will see unusual animals such as pumas and anteaters, spider monkeys and coyotes. Even if you don't know what you're looking for, it's likely that you'll see white-tailed deer, squirrels, porcupines, or black shore mice. In addition to all of that, there are more than 300 species of birds, such as quetzals, green toucans, and white-faced quails. Number 3. Puerto del Diablo. The history is dreary. It's full of death and sorrow, but the vistas are spectacular and inspiring now, which ensures that there will always be a steady stream of tourists. The Devil's Door is a rock formation in El Salvador that is made up of 2 very tall rocks that make a window out over the surrounding verdant environment. You will be able to see the indigenous hamlet of Panchamalco directly below you, Lake Elopingo to your left, and the twin-peaked San Vicente volcano right in front of you, with the Pacific Ocean beyond it, when you reach the viewpoint, which is approached along a meandering pathway. It should come as no surprise that the region offers more than 60 rock climbing routes for the adventuresome, in addition to other activities such as caving, rappelling, zipline, and canopy tours. Number 2. Santa Ana. It is approximately 65 kilometers from the capital city of San Salvador to Santa Ana, which is the second largest city in the country. The coffee trade is responsible for the city's enormous prosperity, which can be seen in the picturesque streets and buildings that dot the landscape. It has a majestic air about it, and because of the city's overall attractiveness, there is a thriving cultural scene. If you are going to explore the Tazumal ruins or the Ruda de Las Flores, this would be a fantastic place to stay as a base of operations. Number 1. Kopec Caldera. Lago de Kopec is one of the major lakes in the country and fills a volcanic caldera that was formed tens of thousands of years ago. This makes it significantly older than Elopingo. It is a miraculous sight to behold as you approach the crater from the highway that runs along the ridge of the crater. Surrounded by steep slopes, the clear blue water drops 394 feet. There is a wide variety of activities available, such as venturing out into the choppy waters on a boat or kayak. These are weekend escapes for those who are exceptionally fortunate. What do you think about our video? Please let us know in the comments area below. If you enjoyed this video and would want to hear from me again, please subscribe and turn on the notification before leaving. Thank you for watching.